Hello, this is Ben from DIAB Engineering. Just going to give you a quick video of our reclaimer bucket installation tool so we can show you the features and how it operates. So just firstly, as a quick summary, we've got a whole heap of Enerpack gear inside the tool to move it north, south, east, west, up and down. We can tilt it, etc. We've got a set of hoses, hydraulic hoses, coming over to the toolbox that contains all of our Enerpack pumps, pressure gauges on everything, so you've got an idea of what's going on there. A key part of the tool are our linear bearings that are housed in these dust bags. So under there is a set of bearings that will allow the tool to move either north, south, or east and west. The bags are there to keep the dust and the water and hose down water, etc., out of the way. So that's a really quick overview. In terms of use of the tool, the first thing you obviously need to do is to have the forklift in place. There's a set of chains here to go around the back of the tines. We're using it without the forklift here, so that can be done, but we predict that you need the forklift in place and to actually lift the bucket into pretty close to its final position. Once you've done that, you probably start hooking up all the hoses. The hoses are all colour coded, so pink hose on one end of the hose goes to pink on the other end, etc. You also find that there's some single coloured cable ties and some double coloured, so just take note of that, double to double, single to single. And then you would lift your, another thing you do before you start using it is you put this pipe in to lock down the front of the teeth, just to keep it locked in neatly to the tool. At the moment we've just got a couple of old teeth, worn out teeth here, but we've designed it so a new teeth that's the full width will fit underneath that tube. So then moving on to the actual operation of it, we'll start down the bottom. We've got a jack on each corner that has got 50mm of travel, and they're connected to this needle valve here, so one needle valve per cylinder. And the reason for that is you may find that you want to either just jack up the back of the bucket or just the front of the bucket, or one side or the other, and it's just a matter of closing the needle valves or opening the needle valves depending on which jacks you want to work, because they're all connected back into a single pump. So for instance, if I want to jack up the front of the bucket, I open this valve and I close my middle two like that. Okay, and if Gary starts pumping for me, you'll see that lift up on both sides. That's lifting up. So that's pretty straightforward, and if you want to lift up the back of the bucket instead, just close these two. Open these two and we pump away, and the back of the bucket will go up. Alright, the next, if we move our way up, the next function we've got is north-south travel. So that's taken care of by the bearings in these bags down the bottom here. So if Gary pumps the north-south pump, and we'll just see that move back and forth. There we go, she's moving over. And to do that, Gary's pumping the pump that says north-south. There we go. If we want to move it in the other direction, we just grab the little lever, flick it over to the other direction and pump away. And then she starts moving in the south direction like that. Okay, the next one is our east-west travel, which is taken care of by this next level of linear bearings. So Gary starts pumping that one. Starts moving in the west direction. If we swing the lever over, there, swing the lever over, pump in the other direction. There we go, starts heading back that way. Okay, the next function we've got is the rotation of the turntable. So we've got around here, got our rotation pump. There we go, lock that lever in, come around this way, and we've got a cylinder here that is rotating the turntable. And if we flick the little lever on the pump back the other direction and pump, it'll come back the other way. Okay, alright, the next feature we've got is the tilting of the bucket. So at the moment the bucket is, you'll see the bottom of the bucket is pretty much close to horizontal, so that's your position you use to load the bucket into the tool to start with. You'll see we've got a stopper down here. It's at the moment the cradle is sitting on that stopper, so the bucket is locked into the horizontal position. And if Gary pumps the tilting ram, that's this ram tucked into the turntable here. And what you'll find is that now it'll swing over from one stopper and over to the other stopper on the other side here, just here. And now the bucket is in the 5-degree position. We have a look at that bucket. You can see that bucket's on an angle there. That's at around about 5.5 degrees. And the 5 degree is the angle that we're chasing in order to offer the bucket up to the bucket wheel hub. The next function we've got is the tilting of the back of the ram. So we've got some adjustment on this one. That is taken care of by our vertical tilt pump there, and the intent with that one is that we find a sweet spot where we can lock it up and it'll stay in that position. So this flange on the top of the bucket is at approximately the right angle to meet the actual hub, and you can get your bolts in, your row of bolts at the top in. So that's the bucket tool in a nutshell.